Hey, Sean, do your job. As a professional creative, we got to do our job. If we want to do this, if we want to make money, if we want to get good, you got to do your job. But what has bothered me for a long time is that people have told us that our job is to hustle. If you've been anywhere in any sort of professional business setting or worked for an agency or done any, you hear this like, gotta hustle, get that side project, get those reps in, do that filming, always be shooting something, working on something all the time, hustle, hustle. And that's really bad for you. That's really bad for you. There are some benefits to be gained by that, but they're absolutely outweighed by the detriment that grinding away like that detriment will have on you is substantial. So when I say do your job as a creative, there's more to it than just the hustle and grind of whatever your craft is. Now, I'm a video producer, and I'm going to be talking specifically about that, but anything that you do, whatever discipline you do in the creative arts, or maybe not, it's not even limited to creative professionals. I'm sure you can find an application for this elsewhere. Connect the dots on your own, but I'm talking about video and creativity in general when you're doing it to make a living. But do your job. And for me, when I make videos, a lot of times I'm editing. I'm doing something which is a struggle, and I'm stuck trying to make these things work, and I can grind. If you want me to sit there, I can sit there and I can try 100 different things and see if it can work, and I will get frustrated, and I will eventually find an adequate solution, but it will not be fun. However, if I am watching a TV show, if I'm watching a movie, if I'm watching a YouTube video, there's tons of times, and any other video creator will tell you, they'll see something and be like, hey, that is what I need to do. And you may find these connections anywhere. I've been watching Survivor and The Amazing Race at different times, and things in reality television filmed at 30 frames a second, whatever, not what I'm doing. But there's things in that help me solve problems in what I'm doing, that help me address the way I'm telling a story, that help me decide which elements to reveal to an audience or to a viewer in what order. And you can find these lessons from anywhere, and you'd be arrogant to ignore those. And so watching TV, if you're a video producer, is a part of your job. Don't grind for 8, 10, 12 hours in a day and then think that you're like, oh, I'm just going to relax and watch a little TV. I deserve it. Like, oh, I won't watch too much because I need to get back to work. No, watching stuff is a part of your job, and that's an easy dot to connect. But also a part of your job is other stuff. Reading a book for the same reason. You may find a narrative device. You may find something about a character. You may find something about a setting or how they describe something that's going to have a tangible impact on a project that you're working on a problem that you're trying to solve. You don't know where the answer is going to come from. And so absorbing art is a really important thing. And some connections are easier to see, like your exact discipline and viewing other things, but also reading, drawing, painting. You're going to discover things about yourself and about the creative process that you may not notice as much in the main one that you do for a living. There's things about video all the time where I do it so much that I don't always see some of the things that I've just taken for granted or assumed are normal. And then when I'm stepping into a parallel creative situation of painting or drawing or whatever I'm trying, clay, I don't know. When I do these things, there's parts about it where I get frustrated and I'm like, wait a second, this is the same thing as when I do that in video, and I might be able to think about it differently. And there's true power there. And so the truth is, if you want to get good at whatever your creative discipline is, you will do yourself a disservice by only working on your creative discipline. You will do yourself a disservice by pigeonholing yourself into working solely and hustling solely on your craft. There is advantages to be gained by exploring other mediums, and further advantages to be gained by not working. Stepping outside, going for a walk. You can find inspiration in so many different ways, and it's a part of your job. You got to do your job. And if you're ignoring that, if you're not taking care of your body, if you're not eating healthily, if you're not, you're putting yourself in a place where you're tired. And when you're tired, you're not as creative. You're putting yourself in a place where you're worn down. You're putting yourself in a place where you're stressed. And when you're stressed and tired and worn down and hungry and malnourished, you're not your best self. You're not your most creative. And I don't know anyone who does any creative art that is so talented that they can afford to bring just a small percentage of themselves to a situation. And so if you're living your life in a way where you're not operating at 100%, what percentage are you operating at? And what could you be doing if you were operating closer to 100%? And you get there not by grinding, but you get there by taking care of yourself, by exploring things without guilt. And to say it's a liberating thing, but tonight turn on whatever garbage TV show you want to watch and enjoy it. Relax. Don't feel bad about it. It's not a guilty pleasure. Have no guilt. It's part of your job. You got to see what's happening out there. You got to see how people interact with each other in different artificial or real situations. I'm watching The Rehearsal right now, the second season of Nathan Fielder's show on HBO. It's wild. I'm never going to make anything even close to that. But the way he's tiptoeing around what is reality, what is not reality, and this comedy series that he's doing has some very serious intellectual conundrums to consider. And through those, I'm finding things about how I'm producing a video for a children's museum here in St. Louis. And I wouldn't have thought that those dots would be connected, but they are. And so take care of yourself, do your job, but know that your job consists of not only your creative output, but also your creative input, how you take care of yourself, how much you get out into the world, and all the other things that make you you and happy. Doing that is going to be better for you than it is if you're just trying really, really hard. As my son is trying to get better at golf, I'm not a golfer and I don't have advice on all these little things, but what I do know is that if you have the choice between swinging as hard as you can and hitting the ball poorly, or swinging a little bit more slowly but making perfect contact, that's going to be your better shot. And it's the same thing with any creative endeavor. Take the time to get it right, and even if you're not pushing as hard as you might in other ways, you will find that your output is better and you're happier while you do it. That's all I got. Have a great day or night or whatever, wherever. See you later. Bye.